What's happening, everyone, and welcome back to the Roger Report. The news cycle is absolutely firing on all cylinders today, and we've got some unmissable updates that you need to hear. From heated exchanges on the court to crucial game updates, the sports world is buzzing, and we're here to break it all down for you. Get ready for some high-octane action and insights that you won't find anywhere else. We're diving headfirst into the stories that are dominating the headlines and shaping the conversations. You don't want to miss a single second of this, so buckle up and let's get into it. First up, a fiery moment between two WNBA stars that's got everyone talking. We're getting an inside look at a projected return date that could shake up the league. Then, we've got details on a contentious sideline interaction that's gone viral. And a deep dive into coaching challenges that are raising eyebrows. It's all happening right here, right now, so make sure you're subscribed and the notification bell is on because you're about to get the inside scoop. It's all happening right here, right now, so make sure you're subscribed and the notification bell is on because you're about to get the inside scoop. A fiery sideline exchange erupts. This past September 2nd, the Indiana Fever and Phoenix Mercury clashed in their final regular season face-off, a game that saw the Mercury emerge victorious with an 85-79 scoreline. Beyond the critical playoff implications for both teams, particularly for the Fever who were fighting for a spot while the Mercury were solidifying their seeding, the encounter was charged with an extra layer of intensity. This heightened tension was largely due to DeWanna Bonner, a former member of the Indiana Fever, now playing for Phoenix. Bonner's departure from the Fever earlier in the 2025 season was far from smooth. She voluntarily sat out games, requested a trade, and was eventually waived by the team. While Bonner's desire for a new environment is understandable, comments made by her former teammate Sophie Cunningham about Bonner's exit seem to have left a lingering resentment among the current Fever roster. This simmering sentiment was palpable during the game. At one point, during a called timeout, players from both teams began retreating to their respective benches. Caitlin Clark, who was present on the Fever's bench despite being injured, was observed saying something, possibly to Bonner or a referee. Bonner, in turn, responded to Clark. The interaction escalated when Clark made a distinct waving motion towards Bonner, a gesture often interpreted as dismissive or a shooing away. This moment quickly went viral on social media, with one user captioning the clip, "Caitlin told DB to get TF onto her bench LMFAO." The exchange has sparked considerable debate and curiosity about the exact words exchanged and the underlying emotions. Adding fuel to the fire, Sophie Cunningham had previously spoken on her podcast about Bonner's departure, noting a lack of professional courtesy. Cunningham remarked, "It's okay to be professional about it and send a text to your teammates. Send a text saying and be like, 'Hey, love you guys.' Or you don't even have to say, 'Love you guys.' Just be like, 'Hey, sorry this didn't work out, good luck.' You know what I mean? There's a way to handle that, I think." This suggests that the dynamic between Bonner and her former teammates remains complex and unresolved, with this on-court interaction serving as a public manifestation of that tension. Was that moment just a heat-of-the-moment interaction, or does it signal deeper issues? Stay tuned as we break down what's next for the Fever, including some crucial updates on their star player's potential return. Projected return date for a star player. The Indiana Fever are keenly focused on the potential return of their superstar guard, Caitlin Clark, this season. While she was sidelined for the recent matchup against the Phoenix Mercury on Tuesday, the team still has 3 regular season games remaining. This period is critical for the Fever as they aim to secure a playoff spot, which would afford Clark additional time to recover and rejoin the team. Despite the ongoing speculation surrounding her return, the Fever organization has maintained a relatively reserved stance. However, ESPN has offered a projected timeline for Clark's comeback. According to ESPN's WNBA injury report, Clark's estimated return date is September 7th. If this projection holds true, she would be back on the court for the second-to-last game of the regular season, facing the Washington Mystics. It's important to note that this date is a projection and not based on insider information, but rather an informed estimation. Clark has participated in only 13 games this season, and even during those appearances, it was evident that she was playing through injury, which impacted her performance. Her season averages reflect this, with 16.5 points, 8.8 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1.6 steals per game. Her shooting percentages were also affected, standing at 36.7% from the field and 27.9% from three-point range. Considering the team's playoff aspirations, the decision to bring Clark back into active play must be approached with extreme caution. With several key players, including Sophie Cunningham, already out for the season due to injuries, the Fever's ability to compete even with Clark's return is uncertain. The team needs to prioritize Clark's full recovery, ensuring she is 100% healthy before she steps back onto the court. A more conservative approach might mean her return is deferred until the start of the next season, with the hope that she can remain healthy throughout an entire upcoming season. All eyes will be on Clark's status in the coming days, with September 7th serving as a potential date to watch. Could this projected return date signal a turning point for the Fever's season, or will they need to navigate the playoffs without their star? We'll explore the team's current standing and what lies ahead. A contentious exchange and a setback for the Fever. It appears there's no lingering affection between DeWanna Bonner and her former team, the Indiana Fever, as evidenced by a recent heated exchange. Bonner, who departed the Fever after a brief 9-game stint earlier this season, returned to Phoenix to face her old squad on Monday. The game itself was a nail-biter, with the Mercury holding a commanding 54-39 lead at halftime after a dominant second quarter. However, the Fever mounted a significant comeback attempt in the latter half, managing to narrow the deficit to just 6 points by the game's end. Despite this thrilling rally, the most talked-about moment of the night involved an interaction between Bonner and Caitlin Clark. The incident occurred after a foul was called on Lexi Hull. Clark, visibly frustrated by the call, exchanged words with Bonner as the latter walked back towards the Mercury's bench. Clark, who was on the sidelines due to injury, made a distinct waving gesture towards Bonner, seemingly a dismissive motion to move along. Bonner, in turn, continued to look back at Clark, appearing to mouth words. This interaction quickly became a viral sensation online, with fans commenting on Clark's continued engagement with the game despite being in street clothes. Remarks like "shoo, shoo, she waved off her like that," and "never seen Clark so angry and she's wearing street clothes," flooded social media platforms. Another fan noted, "How does Clark still get highlights while on the bench?" Bonner, a 2-time WNBA champion, was waived by Indiana in June at her own request, following a period of absence due to personal reasons. At the time of her departure, Bonner stated, "Despite our shared goals and excitement heading into the season, I felt the fit did not work out." She further expressed gratitude for the organization's understanding, adding, "I appreciate the organization's willingness to grant my request to move on, particularly at this point in my career." Her exit marked the end of a short but eventful tenure with the Fever, a team many believed she would help lead to a championship. Bonner subsequently returned to the Phoenix Mercury, where she previously played for 10 seasons, winning 2 championships between 2009 and 2019. Her departure left a sour taste for many Indiana fans, and subsequent games against the Mercury have been marked by palpable tension. During Bonner's return to Indiana on July 30th, she was met with loud boos from the crowd, both upon entering the game and whenever she touched the ball. Adding to the narrative, popular Fever forward Sophie Cunningham had previously criticized Bonner's handling of her exit from the franchise. Speaking on her podcast, "Show Me Something," Cunningham commented, "I want her to end her career and be happy, but I also think it's okay to be professional about it. Send a text to your teammates, send a text like, 'Hey, love you guys,' or you don't even have to say, 'Love you guys.' Say, 'Sorry this didn't work out, good luck.' There's a way to handle that, I think." The Indiana Fever, now with a 21-20 record, have slipped back into the 8th and final playoff position in the WNBA standings, with 3 games remaining in their regular season. The Phoenix Mercury, meanwhile, are having a strong season at 26-14, securing the 4th seed as the postseason approaches. What does this ongoing tension mean for the Fever's playoff push, and what insights do we have on other major figures in the sports world? Coaching struggles and a star player's advice. In the first hour of the Roger Report, the discussion kicked off with a recap of North Carolina's challenging loss against TCU, bringing head coach Bill Belichick's recent struggles into sharp focus. The analysis delved into why Belichick, a figure renowned for his success in professional football, appears to be facing difficulties understanding the nuances of the college football landscape. This segment provided a critical look at the strategic and adaptive challenges faced by established coaches when transitioning to or operating within different levels of the sport. Following this in-depth look at collegiate coaching dilemmas, the show pivoted to provide an update on WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark. During this segment, host Jason offered some pointed advice to Clark, addressing her current situation and potential path forward. While the specifics of the advice are not detailed here, the inclusion of this personal guidance highlights the show's commitment to not only reporting on the news, but also offering commentary and analysis from a player-centric perspective. The conversation underscored the pressures and expectations placed upon high-profile athletes like Clark, especially during periods of injury or transition. The segment aimed to provide listeners with a well-rounded view, combining expert analysis of coaching strategies with personal insights relevant to the careers of star athletes. From the gridiron to the hardwood, we're covering the biggest stories impacting the world of sports. What's next on our radar? We're diving into another intense WNBA matchup and exploring the latest projections for a key player's return. And that's a wrap on today's must-know updates. We saw a fiery exchange between Caitlin Clark and DeWanna Bonner, a projected September 7th return date for Clark, a viral sideline moment that has everyone talking, and a look at Bill Belichick's coaching challenges. Make sure to hit that like button if you got value from this episode. Subscribe to the Roger Report for all your sports news needs, ring that notification bell so you never miss an update, and drop a comment below telling us your thoughts on these stories. You can also follow us on all our social media channels for more exclusive content. We'll catch you in the next one.